All right, everyone, buckle up. The news cycle is hotter than ever, and we've got the inside scoop on updates that are about to shake things up. From digital gatekeepers to gridiron greatness, and even what's sizzling in the world of fantasy sports and high-stakes sneaker drops, you are not going to want to miss this. We're diving deep into the stories everyone will be talking about, so get ready for your unmissable download of what's happening right now. Let's get into it. First up, ever feel like you're being watched online? Well, some users are getting a wake-up call from a major news outlet, flagging their activity as potentially automated. What does this mean for your digital footprint and access to information? We've got the details on this digital roadblock. Next, we're heading to the gridiron where a rising star is drawing comparisons to a league legend. Could this young quarterback be the next big thing, transforming an entire franchise? The hype is real, and we're breaking down why everyone's talking about this potential game-changer. Then, shifting focus to the fantasy football world, where projections and predictions are everything. We're looking at key players who are poised for a major comeback and what it could mean for your fantasy drafts. Get ready to strategize because this could be your winning edge. And finally, it's a showdown for your wallet and your wardrobe. Two titans of sport are battling it out in the world of sneakers, with massive releases hitting the market. Who's taking the crown in this stylish clash? We've got the lowdown on these must-have kicks. Don't go anywhere, you're watching the Roger Report. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Digital roadblock, access denied. Some internet users are encountering a stark warning from a major news publisher, flagging their activity as potentially automated and thus restricted. This development raises significant questions about digital access, user verification, and the increasing measures taken by content providers to protect their intellectual property in an era of advanced AI and data scraping. News Group Newspapers Limited, the entity behind this notification, has clearly stated in its terms and conditions that automated access, collection, or text, and data mining of its content is strictly prohibited. This policy is particularly relevant in the context of artificial intelligence and machine learning development, which often rely on vast datasets scraped from the web. The company is making it clear that any attempts to gather information from their platforms through automated means, whether directly or via third-party services, will be met with access restrictions. This stance reflects a broader trend among content creators and publishers seeking to maintain control over their digital assets and prevent unauthorized exploitation. For legitimate users who find themselves incorrectly flagged, the situation can be frustrating. The notice acknowledges that its systems may occasionally misinterpret human behavior as automated. In such cases, the company provides a specific channel for customer support, directing users to contact help at Thesson Co. UK. This suggests a process for appealing these automated blocks, though the efficiency and accessibility of this process remain to be seen by the wider user base. Furthermore, for entities interested in the commercial use of News Group Newspapers content, a dedicated contact point, crawl permission at News Co. UK is provided. This indicates a willingness to engage in licensing agreements for legitimate commercial purposes, such as academic research or authorized data analysis, provided the proper channels are followed. This distinction is crucial, highlighting the difference between unauthorized data mining and legitimate, permission-based content utilization. The implications of such policies are far-reaching. They underscore the ongoing debate about data ownership, fair use, and the ethical considerations surrounding web scraping and AI training. As AI technologies become more sophisticated, publishers are likely to implement more robust measures to protect their content, potentially leading to a more fragmented and controlled online information ecosystem. Users may find themselves needing to navigate more verification steps or facing restrictions on how they can interact with and utilize online content, even for non-commercial purposes. This situation serves as a reminder for all internet users to be aware of the terms and conditions of the websites they visit and to ensure their online activities comply with these guidelines. The digital world is constantly evolving, and with it, the rules governing access and data usage. The news has sparked considerable discussion online, with many users sharing their experiences and concerns about automated detection systems. Some analysts suggest this could lead to more sophisticated methods of user verification in the future, while others worry about potential overreach and the impact on legitimate research and accessibility. But what happens when a rising star on the football field is compared to one of the league's greatest ever? We're about to find out. Mahomes' shadow. Is Ward the Titans' next star? Tennessee Titans quarterback Cam Ward is aiming for the rarefied air of Patrick Mahomes, a player who has consistently dominated the AFC Championship and secured multiple Super Bowl victories. The early buzz surrounding Ward suggests he might just have the talent to achieve similar heights, with prominent analysts already drawing striking parallels to the Kansas City Chiefs superstar. ESPN analyst Louis Riddick recently ignited the conversation by comparing Ward's play style to Mahomes', specifically highlighting his unconventional arm angles and the dynamic, almost shortstop-like delivery of the ball. Riddick's endorsement is particularly noteworthy, as he has direct experience with Mahomes' development, having been with the Kansas City organization. Cam Ward is the truth. Cam Ward is a transformational player. He's going to transform that organization in Tennessee back to the top, Riddick declared, setting an incredibly high bar for the young quarterback. The comparison extends beyond mere style. It touches upon the potential for Ward to replicate Mahomes' early career success. Mahomes, in his first full season as a starter, surpassed 5,000 passing yards, though he benefited from a year of learning behind veteran Alex Smith. The aspiration for Ward is to join an elite group of rookie quarterbacks who have thrown for over 4,000 yards in their inaugural season. This exclusive club includes names like Jameis Winston, Cam Newton, C.J. Stroud, Justin Herbert, and Andrew Luck, a testament to the caliber of performance required. Achieving such a milestone in his rookie year would immediately signal a paradigm shift for the Titans, an organization that has long struggled with quarterback consistency. Addressing this position has been the primary concern for years, and Ward's potential emergence as a franchise cornerstone could provide the stability and leadership needed to elevate the team. If Ward can indeed perform at a level reminiscent of Mahomes and reach the 4,000-yard mark, the wins are expected to follow, even as the roster still requires significant improvements in other areas. The Titans are gearing up for their Week 1 matchup against the Denver Broncos on September 7th. For the franchise and its fans, the hope is that Ward's preseason flashes and the glowing endorsements are indicative of a bright future. His ability to lead the team effectively and consistently could be the key to the Titans reclaiming their competitive edge and establishing themselves as a force in the league for years to come. This narrative has generated significant excitement among Titans fans and fantasy football managers alike. The prospect of a dynamic, Mahomes-esque quarterback taking the reins has driven considerable optimism, with many anticipating a dramatic turnaround for the team. Analysts are closely watching Ward's progression, ready to see if he can live up to the immense hype. From potential NFL MVPs to fantasy football draft boards, we're tracking the players poised to make a massive comeback this season. Fantasy comebacks: Mahomes, Hockenson, and Diggs poised for 2025 resurgence. As the fantasy football landscape gears up for the 2025 season, a familiar pattern emerges: the anticipation of bounce-back players who can significantly outperform their previous year's performance and draft position. This year, the spotlight is on several high-profile names, including Patrick Mahomes, T.J. Hockenson, and Stefon Diggs, all of whom are projected to deliver substantial value for fantasy managers willing to take a calculated risk. Patrick Mahomes, despite his status as an elite NFL quarterback, saw a dip in his fantasy value last season. Several factors contributed to this, including the departure of key receiver Rashee Rice and the evolving role of Travis Kelce, who transitioned into more of a chain-moving, possession-oriented player. The integration of rookie Xavier Worthy also took time, impacting Mahomes' overall statistical output. However, the mid-August fantasy market currently ranks Mahomes as the QB7, offering a more favorable price point given his potential. With an improved wide receiver core expected and a continued emphasis on the passing game, Projections suggest Mahomes could push for over 4,500 combined yards and more than 35 touchdowns, potentially re-establishing himself as a top-5 fantasy quarterback. His innate ability to elevate the play of those around him remains his most potent fantasy asset. At the tight end position, T.J. Hockenson of the Minnesota Vikings presents another compelling comeback candidate. While the Vikings' offensive line struggles often relegate Hockenson to a short-yardage bailout role or a third-down converter, his underlying production potential remains high. Had he played a full 17-game season last year, he was on pace for an impressive 71 catches and 802 receiving yards, along with 2 touchdowns. Currently ranked as the TE6 in most 2025 PPR rankings, Hockenson represents a potential value pick. Fantasy managers might find themselves choosing between him and other established veterans like Travis Kelce, making Hockenson a strategic gamble for those seeking an edge at a typically scarce position. Stefon Diggs, now with a new team, is positioned as a back-end WR3 option according to current fantasy projections. The influx of talented rookie wide receivers being drafted ahead of him in many leagues has suppressed his perceived value. Despite lingering questions about his role and target share, summer reports have been overwhelmingly positive, indicating he is poised to lead his new team in all receiving categories. With a projection of 80 catches for 913 yards and 5 touchdowns, Diggs has significant room to exceed expectations. His performance in live game action will be crucial for fantasy managers considering him in their drafts, but the potential for him to outperform his draft day ad is considerable. These players represent a calculated risk for fantasy managers, offering the potential for significant return on investment if they can recapture their previous form or adapt successfully to new team dynamics. The unpredictability inherent in fantasy sports, injuries, performance fluctuations, and coaching decisions makes these types of players both exciting and challenging to evaluate. Audience impact. Fantasy football analysts are buzzing about these potential comebacks, with many highlighting the strategic advantage of targeting these players in early drafts. The market sentiment suggests a strong belief in their ability to outperform expectations, making them popular targets for those looking to build a winning fantasy roster. Now, let's switch gears from fantasy projections to a real-world clash of titans, where sports icons are stepping onto the fashion runway. Mahomes versus Sanders, a sneakerhead showdown fueled by Nike and Adidas. In a fascinating convergence of sports and style, two of the most recognizable figures in American athletics, NFL superstar Patrick Mahomes and college football icon Deion Sanders, are at the center of a highly anticipated release in the competitive world of athletic footwear. Both athletes, renowned for their on-field prowess, are also recognized as major sneaker enthusiasts, and their respective brand partnerships with Nike and Adidas are now fueling a friendly rivalry for the attention of sneaker collectors. Deion Sanders, affectionately known as Coach Prime, has cemented his status as a dominant force in college football, mirroring Patrick Mahomes' unparalleled success in the NFL. Beyond their athletic achievements, both stars share a deep passion for sneakers, making them ideal ambassadors for major sportswear brands. Nike, continuing its long-standing relationship with Sanders, has recently relaunched his iconic signature shoe, the Air Diamond Turf, with a retail price of $150. This particular model, originally designed in the 1990s to blend performance and style for football players, has become a classic. Following Sanders' return to Nike in 2023, the brand has revitalized the line, first introducing the Air DT Max 96 last year and now bringing back the original Diamond Turf this season, celebrating its heritage. Meanwhile, Adidas has leveraged its partnership with Patrick Mahomes, which began in 2017, to create a signature line that reflects his dynamic persona. Mahomes' signature shoe, the Mahomes 2, first debuted in 2021. His latest offering, the Mahomes 2 Impact FLX Hometown Love Turf training shoes, also priced at $150, pays homage to his roots. While an earlier iteration of the Mahomes 2 FLX drew inspiration from his affinity for golf, This new release is a vibrant tribute to his hometown. The design incorporates his signature logo, a repetitor midsole, a durable rubber outsole, and a construction of synthetic leather with textile lining. A standout feature is the galaxy print midsole, symbolizing the night skies of his hometown, complemented by rose gold accents that honor the city's famed rose gardens. This thoughtful design connects the athlete directly to his origins, offering a narrative that resonates with fans. This dual release presents a delightful dilemma for sneakerheads, offering two highly coveted pairs from competing brands, each endorsed by a legendary athlete. The opportunity to acquire both iconic sneakers for a combined $300 presents a compelling proposition for collectors who appreciate the intersection of sports, culture, and design. The market is abuzz with discussion about which release will capture the most attention, highlighting the significant cultural impact these athletes have beyond their athletic careers. Audience impact. Sneaker enthusiasts and sports fans alike are keenly following this release, with social media buzzing about the design details and the legacy of both Mahomes and Sanders. The $150 price point is seen as accessible for a signature release, driving significant interest and anticipation for the sales figures. That's all the groundbreaking news we have for you today. Stay tuned for our rapid-fire recap. And that's a wrap on another packed episode of the Roger Report. We've seen digital access issues emerge, a potential franchise-altering quarterback comparison, fantasy stars gearing up for comebacks, and a major sneaker battle heating up. Don't miss out on any of the action. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for all the latest updates, ring that notification bell so you're the first to know when we drop new content, and join the conversation in the comments below. Follow us on all social platforms to stay connected. We'll see you next time.